Q&A helps us to synchronize, be in sync with each other, because every term we use, every word we use, even in common parlance, has a different connotation in our own minds, especially when it comes to Advaita Vedanta. The terminology and the usage becomes important. So let's go ahead to clarify and see what we need to revisit.
Is the word, you use the word awareness, and the synonyms word of it is consciousness and Atma, yeah? Atma and consciousness and awareness, these are the synonyms, yeah?
Very, very similar, yeah. And you can be used as synonyms, yes.
Okay.
All these words, awareness, consciousness, soul, Atma, Swarg, heaven, whatever name comes to one's mind and whatever one's religion is, that's how everybody describes it. You know, like Zoroastrians will say Ahura, you know, or, I mean, you take any word, self, heart, reality, silence. Some people call it love. Very confusing, but love. Or Brahma, Paramatma. I mean, you take a religion and it is described. And so all these words, as you asked me, consciousness, awareness, soul, all these Jannat, all these are synonyms and used by the person who believes in that expression because that's what he understands. For me, it is heart. For me, it is because Bhagavan referred to heart so many times and Bhagavan referred to self. So for me, it is heart and self. But so these are all synonyms. The short answer is all synonyms. In essence, and again, another word, essence. In essence or tattva, all these words are one and the same. Call it by the name you like it. That's it. That's how we should understand it. And we should stay with one word for ourselves. One or two words. Hope that explains it. Thank you.
The next one is, there are many questions, but one of them is, can one experience the death of oneself?
When you say that, you will not be there to experience the death because you will not be existing at that time. Otherwise, it will not be called death. So you cannot experience. But if you go into Karma Kanda, then it says that you are still aware of your body. But it's not something to ponder about, not to think about it, because when the breath is not, the body is not. The other day, somebody asked me in another satsang, what happens to my mind when I die? Because they're thinking mind. I said mind stops there for this jiva. Mind is attached to this jiva according to prarabdha. We didn't talk about prarabdha today, but that's a loaded word. We should talk about it. So you cannot experience death because otherwise you would not be dead. Ramana Maharshi jovial also. People asked him questions about previous life and next life. He would jovially first tell them, why didn't you ask me in the previous life? Or he would say, why don't you ask me when you go into the next life? But then he explained, don't think about these. These are all mental attachments to my body. What will happen to this body is an attachment. Everything is a vasana. Every thought is a vasana. Har vichar ahankar hai.
So what about knowledge of the self? Then what about the knowledge of the self? Can the knowledge communicate the silence that Ramana Maharshi experienced or felt? Or
excellent question. Yes, so that knowledge will give you the clarity of that awareness that I don't need anything, that I am so clamored. That knowledge will make me experience that silence. It will not communicate. It will make me experience it. Sure. I don't need anything and I can merge with awareness if I surrender. So the next word that we should understand is surrender. Surrender everything to the Lord, just as that bird has surrendered everything to the Lord. That bear, that deer, that dog, that cat, they don't know if they're going to get their next bone, their food. They don't know, but it still comes in front of them. and they still lead their life. That is prarabdha. Why is your life different from your brothers and sisters? Because of prarabdha. Already, that's why awareness has already programmed everything. We did not create the forests. We did not create the oceans. Who chose that place for that ocean? Awareness. You are chosen by awareness to come in this life, in this body, with this name, with these parentage. You didn't choose your parents. You acquired them. You didn't choose your brothers and sisters. You acquired them. And similarly, you have not chosen your bank balance. We have acquired it, and we think it's my bank balance. I'm trying to give a worldly example here. I think my success is because of me. No, it's because of your prarabdha. See? So that awareness, that knowledge will give you that awareness that Ganapati Muni was seeking, that Bhagavan got because of his previous births and his prarabdha. He was so ripe. He was so paripakwa that for him it was just few minutes of death. I hope that answers your question, Yuvraj. Narayanji, organize this. I really appreciate it. I had wonderful dialogues with you in Nepal.
Thank you so much. Bandhuji?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, my last question, very quick one.
Please.
What is the better way to reach on that awareness, surrender or acquiring the knowledge?
Oh, good question again. You would have to get the first knowledge, and this is again Bandhu's personal experience. I don't want to sound like a big teacher or anything. Personal experience is to know my limited nature. So knowledge will come to us when we become unattached to things. It will begin. It will begin slowly and slowly, and you will find an expanse of happiness. And once I have the knowledge, then the surrender will begin. And it'll be partial surrender. It cannot be, a total surrender easily. In Bhagavan's words, total surrender will have to be given unto you by grace of the consciousness, by the grace of your Guru. Let me chant one slok to end this session. Hridaya kuhar madhye kevalam brahmamatram ayahamaham sakshat atmarupena bhati hridhi vishmanasatsvam chinvata macchata va pavanachalana rodhat atmanishto bhavatvam pavanachalana rodhat atmanishto bhavatvam. Hari Om. Jai Arunachala. Jai Arunachala.
Hari Om. Jai Arunachala. Jai Arunachala.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Bandhuji.